Alright, full playthrough ahead, let's get this done. I won't skip the cutscenes, we'll watch them. Some of these can be skipped, but not all. And to be clear to anyone watching, firstly, I'm sorry about my voice, there's not much I can do about that. Secondly, I have platinumed this on the PS4 over the past couple of days. I figured out most of the game legitimately, except for two major puzzles, which are just... ugh. I don't want to talk about them. And it's pretty fresh in my mind, so at this point, I think I can just do a full playthrough of this, start to finish, and show where to get the 25 trophies, and subsequently the platinum.
Thank God you've returned. I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know, but I'm afraid that I must continue my writing. Here. Most of what you'll need to know is in there. Keep it well hidden. For reasons you'll discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book, back here to Dunny. But it's actually a one-man prison. You'll need it, I'm afraid, to capture Gan. Once you've found Catherine, signal me, and I'll come with a linking book to bring us back. There's also a chance, if this all goes well, that I might be able to get you back to the place that you came from.
I don't see the words a sequel to Myst anywhere. So having played the game, the intro suddenly makes a lot more sense now. We've arrived here with Atris's journal and a trap book. And we're about to lose the trap book. And this here, I believe, is one of Gurn's men, who spots us and promptly has a bit of a fit, seeing that someone's actually been caught in a cage. He steals the trap book. It's before he can get himself trapped, he is attacked by a rebel. The rebel takes the trap book and lets us out of the cage, and we're going to get that trap book back later. Hopefully no one actually got trapped in it in the meantime. That seems like a pretty severe, not a plot hole, but it seems like a flaw in the plan. But from here we'll get control shortly. The rebel will let us out by breaking the lever, and then we can get to work. This is a rebel of the moiety. Rightio, first trophy is dead simple. We leave this place, we turn right. Walk over to this cliff here. Look at the view, lovely. Look down. And we have a dead body. Good stuff. Second trophy is up here. Don't worry, they won't all come that quickly. We've got a lot of work to do. We need to turn left into this museum slash picture gallery here. And there's a lot of stuff that we have to do here. We're going to be here a while. But we can knock out one trophy relatively quickly by going up to all of these beetles. The orientation here is very confusing, so you might need a few goes like I will. But click on each one of these beetles, pull the zip cord here, or whatever it is, and then interact with the middle. You're going to see an image, like so. Once you see that image, back out. And there's 5 of these images in this room, and you need to look at them all. Yeah, it's very confusing. I'm not actually sure if I've rotated or not, so I might need to do this a couple of times. Yeah, I'm not convinced we're rotating. Otherwise, we'd see stuff like this. I think that's going to be the same image. It's not. Okay, well, I've probably missed one, and I'm going to need to figure out where I've missed it. An old man writing a book. These pictures tell the story of Gurn and what he's up to. But until you complete the game, it's a little bit hard to interpret, I think. There we go. You don't actually need to zoom in on all of the images like this. You can just click here and that is enough. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're going to be here a while. We need to open up the gates on the left and right here. Let me just see if I can back away from this. We're going to leave the way we came in. Turn around. And yeah, ahead of us, there's a gate on the left and a gate on the right. You can't see the gate on the right because it's blocked. We need to hit this 4 times. And yeah, settle in, you'll be seeing a lot of this. In case you're wondering, no, there is definitely no way of skipping this animation. I've looked. So that's 3 times. We're going to see the opening here. And you can see the gate on the right-hand side there at the far side. But we can't go that way just yet, so we need to push it once more. And that opens up a path on our left and right. And that's where we're going next. So from here, turn around, move forward and left, go down this path here. You'll pretty quickly hit a dead end, turn around, and you'll see a gate. The gate is locked, we can't get through, but if you click on the dagger here, you realise there's a crawl space under there, and you can just crawl under the locked gate. It's a bit of a troll. Make your way forward into the room where you just were. And we're going down this newly opened passage on the left-hand side. This is the only time we will need to come down here. We're going to flip this, and this is going to power the telescope that we saw at the start, but it is also going to power the entire island, apparently. I wasn't aware of that, but apparently that is required in order to be able to use the next two switches. This here is not one of the switches that I just mentioned. We need to pull that up, and that is going to open one of the two gates on our left. From here, we need to backtrack to where we were. Actually, no, we don't. We can go around here. We can push this twice more to get to the room where my finger is. Let's push this twice. We will still need to backtrack, but this might save a little bit of time. So ahead of us now should be a room to the left, which is actually the room on the right as we're coming through the main entrance. And hopefully this gate is open. If it's not, I'm going to throw a table. It's open. We can go in here, the gate is open, and we have a locked door directly in front of us, which means we're not going this way. We'll come back through that door later. Now, let me just make absolutely certain the switch is on the right-hand wall. There it is, where my finger is. We need to raise this. That opens the gates somewhere on the right there where my finger is, leading to the Golden Dome. We push this one twice. The room rotates again, and that's going to lead us back to the main entrance. Just like that. And finally for now, we need to turn around again and push this twice more. That's going to restore the room back to its original configuration so that we can move forward and then left. The gate is now open and we can get to the Golden Dome. Just like that. From here, you want to follow the catwalk to the left and then down the stairs. You just want to keep following this path. And it will eventually terminate in a dead end, but along the way we need to push 2 switches. First one's on the left here, and I've actually gone past it. We're going to use that one much later to lower a bridge. When we come back from the 3rd island, we're going to lower that bridge, and it's essential that we have pushed that switch to be able to lower the bridge. We continue along this path. It's going to terminate in a dead end, and there will be a 2nd switch there. Like so. And from here, you want to backtrack all the way back to the rotating room. Go back up the stairs, and now we'll cross the bridge. Now, as for the 2nd switch, what that does is it makes this lever work here. As we go forward, on the right here, there is a lever, and that is going to raise this bridge. It's going to raise it from this side though, so this side is going to go up, and we can't move forward. And that's how we get to the top of the dome, and we'll be using that switch a couple of minutes after we use the 1st switch, that is, after we lower the 1st ladder, so it's a while off. Alright, so we can finally leave this island. We've done everything that we can do for now, so let's go across here. About that, we do need to pay a visit inside this little room on the left though. I still don't understand the contraption in here, whether it's a survey room or something more. But there's a seat there. There's not much we can do with it. We can sit in it. We can push a button which brings the cage down around us, but I couldn't find a use for it. The reason we're in here is because we need to look to the right, and you're going to see a little red peephole. Click on that, and raise that lever. That's going to open a door downstairs. We're not going that way, we're going left. Going further down this corridor, there's going to be a door. And this room here is what we were just looking at through the red peephole. So if you turn right here, if you open the door upstairs, this door will be open on the right. Make your way forward to these stairs and push the button. That is going to summon, I don't know what it's called, like a transporter or a maglev or something. It is not well described in game. But this is going to be one of our primary modes of transportation between the islands. We get inside. We click this little rotational thing here on the left. That's going to turn us around. And then move the lever forward to get this thing going to the next island. This is Jungle Island. From the beach, make your way into this cave on the left and follow the path. And there is one major puzzle which you can't fully solve because there's a piece of information that you need from the Boiler Island. But we're going to sequence break this because you're watching a trophy guide. At this intersection, you want to turn right and go up here. And there's a few directions you can go in this next section, but you want to go straight ahead and slightly to the right. Actually, no, you want to go through that gate. You can go right here and follow a path to get to our minecart. We'll be using that later. You can also go left here. You do not want to go left. You want to head for the gate. Keep following this path, it will lead to a three-way junction. And from there you want to turn right. I'm going right. Follow this path here, where it will terminate in a very scary looking dead end. And from here you want to turn around. And then you want to fiddle with this brazier or whatever it is on the left hand side. At the very top, if you click around there, you're going to activate a hidden switch. That is going to open up the jaw behind you, leading to an elevator which can go up or down. Make your way up here, you'll turn around automatically. And then grab this thing and then hold up. From here, you just more or less want to walk straight ahead. Hug the left-hand railing here. You can go right, and there's no need to do so. Just go straight ahead. And going around this weird rotating dome thing. Head up the stairs here. Someone in that sentry tower on the right hand side is going to spot us. There are a couple of these around the place. They don't really mean much, so you can just ignore it. Nothing bad will happen, I promise. And at the end of this path, there is a strange building. Open it up. I believe we need to interact with that seat ahead of us. So we sit down. Yep, there we go. Hit the left lever. And once you're up here, pull the right lever. That's sort of where we're headed next, but we've got some work to do before we get there. Pull the left lever again. And now we need to backtrack. Just make your way back to the elevator. Just go straight. Do not go left. And you want to pull that down. I don't know if you can pull it down all the way to go to the other station, but pull it down slightly, and that will take you to whence you came. The drawer ahead of us is closed, so to open that up, you just use the lever on the left-hand side here. Give that a tug. And from here, you want to go back to the three-way intersection, except this time we will be going right. Spoilers, although you're watching a trophy guide, we won't be running into her again. We're going right through this gate, and then we're going right again. There's another sentry post above me. I don't think that one triggered because we already triggered one. If you come here first, then someone will be inside that sentry post and you'll see it rotate. After turning right, you pretty much just want to follow this. It is a straight line. There's really nowhere you can get lost other than a ladder coming up on the left-hand side. Something's going on up at the top left there, but it's too low res to make out. And in the center as well. I think the Rivenese are afraid of us. So keep following this path. There's a little docking platform there, you can ignore that. Just turn right. We can't use that ladder anyway, not yet. And we won't be using it on this playthrough. We'll eventually find a ladder. Take that up. When you climb up to the top of the ladder, just make your way forward over that block of wood, and then you'll see a hut or something on the right-hand side. We want to knock on this 5 times. Ricky as. Back away from it and then follow this path around here. Once again, we are on a one-way path. There's actually nowhere else to go. And you're going to find this little bathysphere-like contraption on the left-hand side here. You can get inside it, but there's nothing you can do with it yet. We want to throw this lever. That's going to send it down to the water below. We can't access it from here. What we have to do to access it is to go all the way back to the start where we came in. Well, not quite back to where we came in on the maglev, but through the cave at that junction, we need to go in a different direction. We just backtrack now, going exactly the way we came in. If you're interested, you can also turn on zip mode in the options, which will let you go through these screens a bit quicker, like we can traverse multiple screens at once. But if you've never played this before, I recommend keeping it off. So we came in through the gates on the left. We're not going to go that way this time. We're just going to go straight. And that is going to take us to the area outside the first gate that we passed through. This little area where all the trees have been chopped down. And this path here leads us back to whence we came, so hug the right-hand wall, or the right-hand path, I should say. We're going to cross this bridge again. And if we turn left coming up, that's going to take us back to the very start. We want to go straight this time. So left leads us back to the first island. Just go straight. You're going to see some creatures here which are essential to solving the next puzzle, which I'm still saucy about that. The next puzzle that we're going to solve, the one with the stones, that one requires a lot of work, a lot of thinking, and quite frankly, it's well beyond my knowledge level. I would not believe you if you told me that you got it legitimately. That is one of the puzzles, I think, which is not well done in this game. The fire marbles, which are coming up sometime after that, are a little bit better, but this one is oof. So coming from the beach, you do want to hug the right-hand side so that you're on the path. It is possible to leave the path and check out the beach, but there is no need to do so. Hug the path. Go around this thing, and then there's a ladder on the far side. Go down here, and that's going to lead us towards that bathysphere. And I now need to bring up my notes to look at the map. If you look down now, it's here. Let's go all the way upstairs to drop it here. Right, so hopefully I don't make a mistake here because this part is somewhat confusing. So, we have 3 controls. This is going to move us forward. This here is going to rotate, and we want to hit that right now. And if we come up to a split in the tracks, this is going to determine whether we go left or right. For now, keep it as right. Let's move forward. You can see we have some tracks in front of us, and therefore the selector at the bottom of the screen is going to determine whether we go left or right or not. We're going right. From here, look up. We can exit this thing. We're going to find a ladder, find another one very shortly, or find two more very shortly. But upon climbing the ladder and turning around, we're going to be greeted by another ladder. It's kind of hard to see from there, but it is there. Go all the way up here. And ahead of you, there's going to be a contraption. And this one's super simple. Just move them all into the up position. I mentioned earlier at the dock that we couldn't use a ladder. That ladder is now usable, along with the other ones that we need to access the various areas to progress. Let's get back in this. We want to turn this around because we're at a dead end. And now we want to move this to the left, even though we don't need to do that just yet. You can do that in just a moment. Let's move forward. Now, just to save a bit of time, I'm going to make a save. You can also use the rewind button if you've got that set up. I'm going to make a save here. We move forward again, we're taking the left-hand track. Make your way up here, turn around, and this leads to an area called the classroom. There's only one thing we can learn here, though. Walk forward and then turn left. You're going to see a weird hangman-like contraption on the left here. All you need to do with this is keep pushing this thing here. It was on the right, it's now going to turn up on the left. The purpose of this is that it's going to teach you the numbering system. And I'll just say right now, I am not going to do it. I'm going to say look it up because I thought I had it, and it turns out that I totally didn't. But the idea is that the symbol down the bottom represents a number and how many times the little creature clicks. So that's 8. That just clicked 8 times. That's 4. The numbering system is going to be essential for 2 codes later on, so it is something you will need to look up. That's 2. That's 10. The thing that I specifically missed about the numbering system is that it's just 2 rotated sideways, which multiplies it by 5. Like I said, you need to look it up. That's 9, and as soon as one of the creatures gets snapped up by that little thing down the bottom, you will pop a trophy. So from here I'm going to load. Turn the submersible around. And then make our way forward again, taking the left-hand path. Let's look up here. Turn around and we see this weird buoy-like structure or trap structure. I'm not sure what it is. But we saw this earlier and we've closed this thing down here, so we can now stand in the center, which is essential for what we're doing next. I understand why the animal noise might be there, but that massive bang? I don't know. Make your way forward, you'll see a pull cord of some sort. All that. And you're going to see a swing or a trapeze or a seat come down. And you can pull this down, but unless you've closed up the buoy or the trap or whatever it is, you can't use it. Comes down. It's not going to stay here for terribly long, so make sure you click on it pretty quickly, and that will take us up. Make your way forward to what appears to be some sort of prison cell. I don't fully understand who is inside or what they're doing, but there is someone in there. Go right. There's a switch on the wall. Click that. That will open the cell. And even though we don't see it, the prisoner inside is going to do a runner. Inside the cell, click on this grate here. And then click on the water inside the grate. And all you want to do now is keep clicking. This is a straight path here. It's going to get very dark in here. We're likely to be eaten by a Gru. But there will in fact be a light at the end of the tunnel. Because right now, there's nothing. Just keep clicking. Like so. Once you're here, hit this thing here, and you're going to see something light up. And what you need to do now is, as you're going back, you'll need to find the lights in the various locations. So there should be a light here and I don't actually see it. Maybe I need to move forward. There it is. Next screen. That's it there on the right. Next screen, I don't believe we're going to see it here. Next screen. There it is on the left. Where is it? Bear with me. I might need to turn around and find it from this side. I think that was the thing that I had to do. Oh, give me a moment. Is there really no light here? I know I can do this. Nope, there it is. It is there, it's just very well hidden. You can turn this one on as well, although it's not really necessary. And this one, and this one. Right, so the purpose of doing that is we can now see the corridor, and when we make our way down there, there is a cunningly hidden door here. Shift that over, we don't need to go down the left-hand passage, that is not a thing. We're going to find ourselves in a room that made me swear a lot. I have no desire to explain this puzzle, I'll just say it right now. To solve it, face this little dagger thing, and then turn around so that you're facing the entrance where you came in, like so. You need to hit the stones in this order. This one on the right, kind of looks like a anglefish, I'll call it. And then you want to hit the stone on the left in the same position, one in from the edge. Looks like a beetle. Turn right. We're hitting the second from the left, which kind of looks like a frog. Turn right again. We're hitting the one on the far right, which looks like those creatures that we saw on the beach, with the large bill. And then finally, you want to hit the one in dead center here. The solutions to that puzzle involves finding the orbs around the island with numbers on them, and then realizing what animal they're connected to. You can get 4 of the 5. The one that you can't get is the very first one. You need to go to Boiler Island for that information for the anglefish. We have found ourselves a working linking book, which is going to take us to the age of the moiety, which is where the rebels are hanging out. They used to be here along the Rivenese, but the rebels made their way to this very strange, very dank land. We're going to spend very little time here. But having said that, we need to come back here at the end of the game for one very particular trophy. We'll give you control, click on it. It'll probably make me change the disc again. There we go. And settle in because there's a bit of waiting here. There's nothing we can do here except turn around, walk forward. And now we just have to wait. We're going to wake up in a prison cell. And I genuinely don't know the way out. I think we need to go to the door here and bang on it a couple of times to look through the window here. We're going to see some activity out there. The door is definitely locked, we can't get through. You see someone on the catwalks out there, and you'll also see someone, possibly the same person, in the house directly in front of us. If indeed we can call that a house. I'll just wait for them to show up here, and then turn around. Now we see someone on the left-hand side. Again, very low res, very hard to see. Let's turn around and check out the rest of the cell. They've left us a bowl with nothing in it. Good stuff. If we look this way, we have a window. We could probably jump out there if we're desperate enough, but unfortunately we are not. And at this juncture, all I can recommend is just move forward and see if this happens. She mentions Catherine, I believe. And this would be so much more engaging if I could understand you. But I digress. Let's grab what she just left. This is Catherine's journal, Catherine's letter, and the trap book that we lost at the start of the game. We move away, she's going to come back in, and she's now going to give us a linking book back to the 5th age of Riven. Of Riven? Riven? I don't know.
Now, Katerine, we see for Polo, ya sepe.
I assume it's the same language as the Rivenese back on the mainland. But we will never know. At this point, let's knock off 2 trophies very quickly. Make a save, or use the rewind function. We're going to go into the menu by pushing the right hand on the touchpad, which is Start, I believe, and then we're going to go into Books and Journals, and we're going to look at the trap book. Open it up, click on this. Boom. The law here is that we are literally trapped inside the book, so now this person here is looking at the book. And they're not going to let us out. Trapped in the book for all eternity. We need to do that 4 more times. Alright, bad end. Rewind or load. Let's use this to get back to Riven. That's where we just were. Let's change the disc again. And we find ourselves back in the stones. We need to push these again at some point, but I'm not going to do it right now. Let's make another save. And let's use the book again. Not like that. There we go. So we get a trophy for doing it in the Moiety Age, and we also get a different trophy for doing it in Riven. Disc 5 spoilers.
Forgive me, I don't believe we've met. I am Gan, and you must be the one whom Atris sent to trap me. I don't know where you got the brilliant idea to trap yourself in the book, but I must tell you that I am quite disappointed that it is you and not Atris who must now pay the price for this foolishness. My one wish before I die would be to see him finally assume some responsibility for his actions. Perhaps it will happen one day. In the meantime, you have my sympathies.
Indeed. Another bad end. So the lore there is we trap ourselves in the book, someone finds it and brings it to Gurn, who is the villain, and they also get themselves inadvertently trapped. They use the book and they get trapped inside us. We pop out and we are immediately caged and executed. At least that's what I think anyway. So make your way out of here, backtrack all the way to the prison cell. There is a switch on the right hand side that I pulled which will let you through here. We cannot go forward to leave the way we came in because the seat is inaccessible. So go out here, turn right. Follow this path. And it's going to terminate at a ladder, which is a shortcut. And finally, it is time to leave this accursed place. We only need to come back here at the very end to pop one particular ending. We have to go back and use those stones again, but we'll do that much, much later. Go down the ladder, turn around, follow this path again, and we can now leave this island. Go straight, don't go left. This is going to take us out into the area where the trees have been cut down. And from here, you want to go left this time. And we have the gate to the village on the left there, but we're going to go right. This is going to lead us to a minecart ride. Pull the lever, and that takes us to Boiler Island. Fortunately, the wood chipper is not working. It's a fairly long ride, and once again, fortunately, it is skippable. From here, make your way forward down this ladder. And this is the part where I'm going to need Angel Fire to help me because I'm not actually sure how to solve this puzzle. We need to turn this boiler off. And I believe the way we do it, to start with, is we need to go into the center. And we need to manipulate this lever to point down into the right. Like that. That's going to provide power to the controls on the left there, so that we can potentially switch this thing off. Make your way up these stairs. We need to go forward into that door, but at the moment it is not safe because we will get boiled alive. Make your way over here, and I believe we need to switch that to the right. And now's the part where I'm going to try and play and look at the walkthrough at the same time. Let's switch that. You see the floor rising? This here should switch off the heat. And then hopefully this wheel on the left should drain it. Hopefully. It does not. That's terribly depressing. Is it related to this, perhaps? There we go. I genuinely don't know if we need to switch that one on the left at all. I would recommend just copying what I did just to make sure nothing goes wrong. Now that the boiler is drained, we can go inside. We're going straight ahead into a very dark, dank pipe. We're likely to be eaten by Gru again. And once again, just make your way forward. Nothing to this. The law is that we're crawling through a pipe. We find ourselves at the end of the pipe, amongst a pile of tailings. Or what I think are tailings. And I should be able to jump from here. I need to look down and then go forward like that. That's where we just came from, up there. From here, you want to follow the path to the left as you jump out the pipe. Make your way over this little mountain here. You're going to find yourself in front of a building, and there is a hatch on the right hand side, which I'm going to open just because I feel like it, but there is no need to open this hatch. That is basically a shortcut to get you back to the boiler area. But unless you want to explore, there's no reason to open that up. Face this door here, open it up. And in one of the more delightful little trolls that this game has to offer, make your way forward, turn around, close the doors, and then go right here. You can see a little handrail there, just click on that. That will take you to a path on the right. It's very well hidden in my opinion. Along this path there is a switch, but we'll come back for that. That's it right there on our right. There's a workshop on our right. We will also come back for that. Let's make your way straight down this path, and this is going to lead us all the way back to Dome Island, or Temple Island, where we started the game. We can't go up here because the ladder is raised, but we can pull this lever. And this only works because of the first switch that we pushed all the way back when we were on Temple Island, making our way to that dead end down on the left here. There's a switch below us. We looked up at the bridge. Because we pushed that switch God knows how long ago, this lever works. We're back in this building, but we're on a different catwalk. Make your way along the catwalk to the right. Turn left and then go right, but you know what I mean, we're going right here. And there's a shortcut here that we can open up. Spin this wheel. And that's going to take us all the way back to the beginning of the game with the rotating room. Go over that shortcut, turn left. But this time we're not going to go to the rotating room. We're going to push this lever on our right, which is going to raise the ladder. This was a switch at the dead end. Turn around. Backtrack to whence you came on the right, and now we're going to go right towards the new path. You're quickly going to run into a dead end. You can't jump that. So turn around and push this switch on the right-hand wall. Follow this path, and this is going to take us to the second locked door in the rotating room. So at this point, I have to be real with you. I don't know how many times we need to push this. But we need to push this button a couple of times. Just trying to do some mental math in my head while we do this. I believe we need to do it 3 times here. This should lead us back to the start point. Turn around and then push this twice more. And that will get us to the top of the dome, up that ladder. We need to come back here and push that 3 more times so that we can actually get back to Boiler Island once we're done. Alright, so this is another puzzle that I do not care to explain, other than it's a very long game-spanning puzzle which involves you learning the colours and using the map thingamajig in the next island. So yeah, we're definitely sequence breaking things just a tad by doing this. Make your way up to this contraption here. Click on the grid. And I need to bring up my notes. You want to place these 6 marbles in the following locations. The red one, you want to go 2nd column, 4th row. Is that how that works? Yes. I can never get rows and columns right. And in the 5x5 grid here, you want to place it 1 in from the corner. You want to place it here. Like that. If it's hard to see, look for the grid lines, and there's also some darker lines here that you can use as a guide. The next marble is orange, and you want to place it sort of underneath here. 2nd column, 5th row, placing it in the left-hand column here on the 2nd row of the smaller grid, like that. The yellow one, you're not touching that one. The green one is pretty simple. Along the very top row here, you want to place it in the 1st column on the 4th column, if that makes sense. Up in the top left corner there. The blue one, you want to place that a little bit further along in the 5th major column in the 2nd column here. 1 in from the edge. Then finally the purple one, you want to place that in the 1st major column here. 1st row, top left corner. You're placing it in the 2nd column on the 4th row here. 1 in from the edge and 3 down from there. Look at that for as long as you need and just replicate that as best you can. Once you've done that, walk away. Turn around. Move back a bit. And there's going to be a lever on the wall here. Pull that lever. And once again, this is a delightful little troll. You need to now push the button. That will have consequences. By delightful little troll, I mean I did go through the steps of solving that puzzle successfully, even though I had a lot of clues, a lot of hints from the internet. I figured it out. I put all the marbles in the correct positions, and because I didn't hit that white thing at the end, nothing happened. I was not a happy boy as always, but again, I digress. Make your way back through the rotating room. Get to the entrance, turn around. We need to push this 3 more times. We could also use the maglev and the minecart to go back to the other island, but honestly, this way is quicker. Okay, make your way forward through the door on the right. We are now just backtracking our way back to the Boiler Island. At this intersection, turn right. And then just follow the path. Once again, we're going to make our way past the door on the left because that is locked. We can't get inside. As you go along here, though, you're going to see a switch on the left somewhere. That's it there. Hit that switch. And then continue making your way along this path. Back into the room with the troll doors. And then from here, you want to turn left. There's no need to go straight down there. Turn left and go this way. And if you are greeted by a spinning fan here and a lot of noise, it means you didn't hit the switch that we just hit. Look at this thing, then look up, and we can go through here as long as you've hit that switch. Another long, dank pipe. And I mentioned the door was locked, but that's not going to stop us. We're inside. Now from here, I don't know if you need to read this note on the left, but I recommend it. Have a look at it, and make sure you read all the pages. There's only 2 of them, but make sure you've read them. There is a trophy for reading all the journals. That may count, I'm not sure. Also, that's a clue to the stone puzzle back at Jungle Island. This one, though, you definitely want to read, and you definitely want to go through all the pages, because that does count. And you want to grab your mobile telephone, or piece of paper, or a screenshot app, or something, because there is something in here that you need. There's a lot here. A lot of it is very useful. There's maybe 1 or 2 puzzle solutions in here, but there is a very blatant one, which is coming up in just a moment. This guy here. You want to take a screenshot of that or something, because this here is a numerical code which you're going to need to open the dome later on. I'm going to take a screenshot so you're going to hear a weird sound effect. I'm just going to put it there in my paint.net app. And we have another code that we also need to screenshot, which I'll show you in just a moment. You can just mash that. When you get to here, you're at the end. Pop out of here. At this point, I'd recommend going into your start menu, going to books and journals, and read all of this. Don't read the trap book. It's going to end very poorly, but you should read all this stuff. It's like an EULA. You don't have to read this. There is some interesting lore implications here, but honestly, none of it really made sense to me until I completed the game. And even with that, I needed a bit of help from the internet to understand it. Do that for all of these though. Patrice's journal, Catherine's journal, there's going to be a code in here. I don't exactly know where it is, and that was a mistake, I apologize. Go through all of the pages. You have to read all the pages. Well, you don't have to read them, you just have to get a glimpse of them. There it is. Let's take a screenshot of that as well. And unlike the other code, which is a bit harder for me to figure out, this one is 24351. And the other one, though, I'm going to need to look at that and translate that. These are numbers, and again, you're going to need to look up a guide of the Riven numbering system to figure out what those are, because you will need those. Guaranteed. Reason being, they are randomized for each game. Oh god. So you can look at my walkthrough, but what I do will not help you because they're randomized per playthrough. Alright, so we've read those, we've read what's in our inventory. Turn right here. Walk over to this door. You can unlock it there, but there's no need. Push this switch. Then turn right. Make your way around the workshop to this door here. Then make your way down the stairs. Once again, we're on a one-way path here. Let's hop into this thing here. And again, you're going to need to turn it around using the little knob here. And then thrust forward. Okay, first things first, I'm going to make a save, just to save some time. Once again, you can use a rewind instead of a save if you've got that turned on. Turn this thing around because we've got two ways we can go here. We can go left, or we can go through that door over there. But to get to that door, we need to turn this around first. Exit via the left. Make your way into this door here. And you're going to find yourself at a elevator with a very long animation. If you've got zip mode turned on, it will help. So we're going to be here a while. Pull this lever to the left. Get in the elevator, push the button on the left-hand wall. From here, you just want to go straight ahead. There will be a path on the left, and that's going to lead to a maglev, which takes you back to Jungle Island. But we have no reason to go back there. So just go straight. I never actually caught up with that person on my main playthrough. I've got no idea who they are. It's all a mystery to me. Yeah, just go straight. You're going to find yourself in a... I'm calling it the survey room. Because you can do surveying in here. Sit on this seat, push the red button on the right hand side. You pull the left lever, you'll see a prison cell, and you'll also see a camera set up on Jungle Island. But you want the right hand lever here. And then click down. And then look at the symbol which is opposite the circle and the full stop. This one here. Click on that. And by that I mean click on the little round thing here, not the actual button itself. Now you can click on the button here and you should see a red light come up directly above us. We need to do that 3 times. The other animations will be shorter. Look down again. Push the button. That was unexpected. I thought it just worked, but we need to push that twice. Maybe it's RNG, or maybe I'm just forgetting. But once that thing swims back a 3rd time, that should pop another trophy. I see, so that switches it on and it switches it off, so you have to actually toggle it to get the creature to come back. Alright, this thing is not playing today. On the main playthrough, I only had to do this 3 times. There we go. Keep pushing the button until it works. No, I don't work in IT. That's not a happy walk, or whatever it's called. So at this point, we can more or less shrug our shoulders, rewind or load a save game, and go back to the start of the island. Which I'll do right now. So from here, hop out left, make your way forward. We look this way for whatever reason, turn around, there's a path here. Follow this path. And it's a straight line until you reach an elevator at the far side. It's a fairly long run through here. Alright, once you're here, you turn around automatically. There is a button on the left. Push it. And then make your way forward here. We can also turn around, but we need to go forward first. Make your way to this balcony, and then look down at this panel. Push one of the buttons. It does not matter which. Turn around, and we're going to make our way forward now. And there's going to be a large building ahead of us. If this building is locked, it means you did not push a button on that thing behind us. Press any of the buttons down here, and that's enough for another trophy. We'll leave this place, and we're going to turn left and follow this path all the way to the end. And this bit's a little bit fiddly, similar to what we just had with the red light downstairs. Basically, we need to interact with this thing, and then just keep pushing this thing until it works. It will eventually stop. I don't fully understand how you're supposed to figure this out other than just through trial and error. But basically what we're looking for is we need to see a certain symbol here and then push this at exactly the right time, and that will stop it. Problem is this viewfinder is actually out of alignment with the dome. So we can't actually see any symbols here. If you're looking at the other golden domes, the rotating domes, then you will see symbols. But the one I've chosen here is unfortunately not a great choice, because we can't see anything. It might be where the audio stops. It is. You need to time that so you're hitting it just as the audio stops. That dome was rotating earlier. You might have seen a few other rotating domes as we were making our way through Temple Island and Jungle Island in the village. But turning off that viewfinder or hitting it at the right time will expose the golden dome beneath the spinning dome. Now at this point you want to take a look at the Riven numbering system and take a look at the code that you screenshotted or that you photographed from the journal that we found in the workshop, because you're going to need it here. Now, as I said, I can't help you here because the code is randomized per playthrough, and I need to help myself because I need to translate mine. This here is a scale from 1 to 25. Looking at my numbers, the far number, work from the right-hand side because you need to drag them in order like this. You can't work with the left-hand number first, you've got to do it from the right. The first number here is 18 on my code, so these large lines represent blocks of 5. So all the one on the right is 25, this big line is 20. I have 18, I have 17, I have 13, I have 10, and I have 3. That is my code. That's not my code. This is my code. It will not be the same for you. You will need to look at your screenshot or your photograph, have a look at the numbering system, and figure it out for yourself. Now, as long as you've done the marbles puzzle, when you open this book, you will see an image like this. If you do not see that, that means you've not done the marble puzzle correctly. You'll have to go back up there and figure it out. Also, you wouldn't have heard that massive whoosh of machinery, and if you do get it wrong, if you have to go back, then you can use any of the other domes on any of the other islands to access this area. You don't have to come back here. When you get control, click on this. And despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. I think that's how that song goes. Turn around. And you're going to see a little switch here. Push that. That is going to summon Gurn, and I'm going to walk away for a bit, change my clothing, and I'll be back shortly.
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in, well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. If before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. And as far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atreus desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state.
Do I get control here? Kind of? Yes. I'm going to make a save just because on my OG playthrough, I did not use the book immediately.
Brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may.
I made a save here because I did not use this book immediately. I think we can use it immediately though, and nothing bad will happen. That's the trap book. You're trying to trap Gurn in that thing. And we have a choice as to whether we use it now or later. On my main playthrough, I did it later, but the trophy will pop if we use it now, and I don't believe there's any major consequences in using it now, so I'm going to use it now. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. If it does, I'll load. Show me the book.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
I agree. So we go in and we get trapped. We're trapped in the book. We are trapped. And because Gurn is a dum-dum, he looks at us in the book and he's like, "Ooh, that's weird. It must be safe, so I'll follow you." He's now getting sucked into the book and we get kicked out. And we pop out here. If you don't understand that concept, that part is very confusing. I'm going to make another save because we need to pop another trophy right now. So we've trapped Gurn inside the trap book. Let's immediately release him.
I don't know exactly why you released me, but you realize, of course, that this must be the end for you. I can't take the chance that you will change your mind again. It may provide you with some solace, however, to know that with this act of self-sacrifice, you have secured your place in history. The Dunny culture will be reborn, and the lives of millions will be purified. Thanks to you. Farewell.
Purified sounds bad, just quietly. Once again, bad ending. Let's load that or rewind. We have a journal in front of us, which we need to read. And by that, it's not a journal at all. It's a linking book. I completely forgot about that, I'm sorry. So there's 3 things in here, I'm not sure what one of them does. On the right hand side here we have a sort of brazier with a red button on it. If you go down here and push it. It's not actually a red button, but you know what I mean. Pull the lever and that will light up. That powers the linking books behind us, so that we can actually get out of here. We have this thing on our right, which I'm going to be blunt, I'm not sure what it does, or if there's any need to push it. I pushed it on my main playthrough though, and I would recommend that you push it as well. And finally, if you make your way past the door, you can't go through the door, it is locked. On the right hand side edge here, there is a lever. There is no need to push that, because that is going to lock and unlock the cage here. Although, hang on. We need that cage unlocked. There we go. Didn't work the first time, sorry. So we need to push that lever to open this cage. So before we use the books, we're going to go down the ladder. Right, so minor change of plans. I'm putting this in post. Instead of going down the ladder here, as I was going to do next, I've discovered that getting back to Jungle Island, once we've got the final part of the walkthrough done, is problematic. So we need to do this now. Make your way forward here. Face the book, or not that, oh my god. I'm very flustered. Something went wrong when I was recording this. Make your way forward into the center here. And then turn to face this. Then look at the book on your right. This here is Jungle Island. It's got 11 blocks on it. Click on that. And that's going to take us back to the village. We more or less have to do this now because we are going to get locked out of travel later, as chat is informing me on Twitch right now. Thank you, Vendalainen. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. No, not that. Anything but that. So we need to back away from this, hit this switch. Back away from this. And you may recognize where we are. Turn to your right. And then follow this path here. Going back to the elevator. Let's go straight. We'll turn around automatically, pull the lever on the right hand side halfway down. And we need to go back to the room with the stones and use those again. Pull the switch to open the Jaws of Life or whatever this is. Make your way forward here. We're going to take a right at the intersection to go back into the village. Head through this gate. We're going to see the animation of the sentry tower here, I think. There's not much we can do to skip it. But from here you want to turn right. And we're going to follow the path until we reach the shortcut ladder that we opened earlier. You pretty much can't miss it. It's floating in the air directly ahead of us, just like that. Go to that ladder. Climb up. Turn around, and we're going back to the prison cell. Or what I assume is a prison cell, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's a guard room. Guarding the path to the moiety age. It's on our left here. And we're going to enter in exactly the same way. Go to the grate. All this. Make your way through here. The lights will still be on. Make your way through the right-hand tunnel to the room of stones. And I won't whinge about this. Let's just put this solution in and get this done. Turn around once you enter. It's the stone on the right. Not on the edge, but in the actual confines of the screen. Stone on the left. Turn right. It is the second stone on the left. Roguelike creature. Turn right again. It's the far right stone. The duckbill. And then in the center here. Use this book again. And we're going to trap ourselves in this age and release Gurn here, which is going to make him a very happy boy because he does not like the moiety. If you're not sure why, well, Catherine is more or less their religious leader, even though she doesn't want to be. And he's had some issues with them over the past couple of centuries or so, I think, so yeah. This will make him a very happy boy, and it will make you a very happy person too, because this is a trophy. I tried to get this at the end of the playthrough, but it doesn't work because Catherine locks out travel. We need to do it now. Use the trap book.
It appears that the moiety and I will finally be able to discuss our differences face to face. I don't know exactly why you released me, but you realize, of course, that this must be the end for you. I can't take the chance that you will change your mind again. It may provide you with some solace, however, to know that with this act of self-sacrifice, you have secured your place in history. The Dunny culture will be reborn, and the lives of millions will be purified. Thanks to you. Farewell.
You won't see it until later in the video, but that was a lot of work to get that trophy. Alright, let's load back here. Ignore this mysterious slot 7 down the bottom, and we'll resume by going down the ladder. So before we use the books, we're going to go down the ladder that we just saw on our right. This leads to Gurn's bedroom. Don't worry, we're not going to see weird things in here, I promise. Turn around. Take a look at the desk, and there should be a journal there, and if you read this in its entirety, as long as you've read what is in your inventory, and also the journals back at Workshop Island, then this trophy should pop at the end. Like that. It's necessary to read all the pages. This little contraption here, this bauble, this plays some sound, and I don't know if this is randomized per playthrough, so I'm just looking at my notes. But pay attention to the sound. That is randomized per playthrough, so there are 3 potential notes that can play. There's like a ding, a ch, a ch, and something else. It's kind of a weird mosquito-like sound effect, I think. This one's pretty easy for me to memorize though. Two high notes, 2 dings, and then 3 ch. There are 5 notes in total. So ding ding, ch ch ch. That's my code. You are going to get a different code for your playthrough, and you need to record that, or memorize it, or make notes, because we're going to need that soon. Very soon. Walk up to this thing, crank it on the right hand side, and that will give you another trophy.
Tagamem, san botegan shem, fasi.
That apparently is Gurn's waifu. But once again, it would be a lot more interesting if we could understand what she is saying. Make your way up the ladder here. And now it's time to use the linking books. Walk into the center of the room here. And I don't know which one it is, so I'm going to need to look. Click on the right hand book here and just cycle left or right to go through them. We are looking for the book with 1 square on it. 1 and only 1. There's the one on the left. Click on the book on your left and you'll find it. Click on this. Open it up. And as long as you've turned on that boiler thing with the red button or the lever which shows a red flame or whatever it is, this will show up. If it doesn't show up, you need to go back and turn that on. Click on this. We will get 2 more pops here. Back away from the book. Push this little switch down here. Turn around from this thing, make your way forward. You will find yourself at an elevator with a weird contraption which plays noises. That was kind of the mosquito noise that I mentioned earlier. So there's 3 notes. A low noise, a medium noise, and a high noise. What we need to do is enter in the code that you heard back at the other place just a moment ago in the bedroom. That's my code. It will not be your code. If you get it correct, the gate is going to rotate. If you don't get it correct, I don't think anything will happen. But you can pull that lever on the right hand side, or that pull cord, to go up here and have a chat to Catherine before you release her. But if you know the code, there's no need. You just come straight here.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it. We're all free. You captured Gen. But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what they'll do once they realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Hopefully you found that and screenshotted that or photographed it. Well, if you haven't done that, it's in your inventory, so you can open that up. Get the code. It is a 5-digit code. The numbers are 1 to 5. You can have repeating digits in that code. We're going to need that for the very final puzzle of the game. From the elevator, just make your way forward to this dome. And yeah, this is a proper viewfinder. We can actually see the symbol. When it turns yellow, that's when you want to push this thing. Kind of like that. And in case you're wondering, this symbol means blue. You can learn that by going into the survey room where we turned on that red light. And you can bring up that symbol, turn on the light, and it shows up as a blue light. Make your way forward. We need to enter the same code in again, and I kind of wish I'd written it down. I think I can translate this, so it was 18. 17. That is what, 13? Again, your code will be different, so you cannot copy this. It will not work. That is 10, and that is 3. This animation is skippable, but the next one where we open the book is not. We're going back here one last time. This is like a sort of link between worlds, or the islands at least if we're using the books. We can traverse the islands, but we can also move between the islands using the domes and the linking books within. But we need to pass through this guy's office first. In we go. That is to say, I'm not sure how far back we can go on the rewind. We're inside the cage, but that's fine. Make a save. And you want to find the book, which takes you to Jungle Island. It's this one with the 11 locks on it. That's devastating to my cause. Okay, we're going to have to take the long way back. I was not aware of that. I wrote my walkthrough thinking, yep, this is all good. We can do this, not a problem. Why is that torn? Who tore that? Click on the one with the 5 blocks here. We can definitely go back here. This works. That save that I just made, completely ignore it. We'll need to make a save in just a moment. Backup stress engaged. Move out from here, click that. I've got to assume that Catherine saw that, but why she would do that, I'm not sure. Anyway, turn around from here once you get control. And make your way forward until you get to a dead end. Unfortunately, we'll need to use the maglev to go back to Jungle Island, which is what I did in my original playthrough to get the trophy. I thought we could use the book to get back, but we can't. You'll get to a dead end, push this switch on the left. That's going to bring an elevator down. Make your way forward, turn around, that happens automatically, push the button. It's going to send you up. Eventually. From here, turn right. And follow this path, and this may look familiar. We were here a very long time ago, pushing these switches. This path is going to eventually lead us back into the dome. And our goal is to get back into the rotating rooms, so make your way forward here. Hopefully the shortcut is still there. If it's not, I've got serious problems. I think it might actually not be there. If that's the case, then we're going to have to go on a trip. It's not there, but I should be able to go this way to the right. The ladder is raised. That's fine. I can bring it down. Yeah, at this point, this is the only way back. We can't get upstairs any other way. Hopefully we can exit to the main entrance here. Hopefully Catherine was nice enough to do that for us. There we go. We go out here, and now we make our final save. Right here. Make a save. Alright, coming back in here. Ignore everything about the second last trophy. We've already got it. Ah, the joys of editing. So, make your way all the way back to the start here by turning right. Go down here. And we're going to inspect this contraption over here. Make your way forward a bit and then turn left. Or make your way here and then go forward. You might need to turn left if you go too far. So, first things first. Click on the left here, at the base, and you'll see this. You need to click that to move it there. Then move back. Secondly, take a look at the lid. This is the 5-digit code that is in Catherine's journal, and again, it's going to be different for every game, so you're going to need to look at the journal and figure out the code for yourself using the numbering system. In my case, it is 2, 4, 3, that's a 5, and then a 1, like that. If you get it correct, this will open. If you don't get it correct, back out and come back in. Finally, switch this, and then keep mashing this until you win the platinum trophy. That approach does work, or this playthrough does work, apart from that stupid mistake that I made where we cannot get the trophy at the Moiety age once we've released Catherine. We have to do that first.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atris!
I don't...
The villagers are safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us. This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me.
Our reward is that we get left behind in the Star Fissure.
Goodbye, my friend.
I feel a bit ripped off personally. Anyway, that is my full playthrough of Riven. Hopefully that was useful in some way, shape or form. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with something new very soon. See you then.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my Myst book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Very insightful. Fuck off, Atris.